T. It's in the name.
Welcome into the Helping Healing Humor with Ben and Travis podcast. On today's episode, we are celebrating Veterans Day, and what better way to kick off our Thanksgiving month than to be thankful for all those who have served our country. And we'll get to that conversation right after this important message. Hey friends, we've got something really special to share with you today, a brand new children's book that's all about faith, family, and finding joy in the middle of life's challenges. It's called The Adventures of Ben and Travis and the Joy Rider. This heartwarming story follows a big brother in a wheelchair who uses his creativity, courage, and a whole lot of love to help his little brother and cousin overcome life's obstacles. Together they show us that joy isn't about what you have, it's about how you choose to face the ups and downs of life. This book is full of fun, adventure, and hope. It's perfect for bedtime stories, Sunday school libraries, or as a meaningful gift for the kids in your life. Plus, it's a great way to start conversations with your family about resilience, compassion, and faith. Pre-orders are open now, and when you order early, you'll be one of the first to get your hands on this inspiring story. Just head over to benandtravis.com/books. That's benandtravis.com/books and pre-order your copy today. Give your kids a story that will make them smile, laugh, and believe in the power of joy. I'm Travis Creasy, the pulpit minister at Westgate Church of Christ, way down in southeast Alabama. Southeast Alabama, as far as close as you can be to Georgia and Florida, and not be in Georgia and Florida. I think
it's way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, or pretty close.
Crossed that just the other day. That is all pro counselor. With Highland Park, Mars Hill Bible School, 3-Chord Counseling. Ben Hayes, how's it going?
I'm doing good. It is cold outside, at least up in northwest Alabama.
We're going to hit freezing tonight down here. Nice. I can't imagine what's going on up there.
It is cold out there. I think I'm going to go in the woods in the morning, not to hunt, though, probably to get ready for some hunting, but it's going to be cold no matter what. So we'll just see how it goes, but going pretty good. Will Myhan joining us tonight, of course. Will Myhan, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I had the fire on today. That's how cold I was. So I just posted right up next to the fire, introduced that to Jetman laying around, and things are good. So not much can go wrong. We're sitting by a fire with 2 kiddos and eating potato soup that your wife cooked. So things are good around here.
We had white chicken chili tonight, so that was good. It will be.
While we're telling them what everybody ate, I had taco soup tonight.
Well, man, we're just all hitting the heat, bringing the heat. It will be back up to like 76 down here by Thursday, so maybe Wednesday. But it's Veterans Day, so it should be a little cooler down here. But I took full advantage trying to get ready for Memphis in a few weeks. Got out, ran in the cold, and I think I've come to the conclusion that I run better when it's cold. I guess because I'm ready to get back inside. But a little over a 9-minute mile today, and so looking to put my best foot forward. Of course, thanks to all everybody's donations. By the deadline, I will be running as Forrest Gump yet again.
Yes. Excellent. Can I run as Lieutenant Dan and you just push me in a wheelchair?
Hey,
because it's kind of what I'm
pull off that whole thing and not offend anybody. I think my short shorts with Forrest Gump is pretty offensive. But I think that might push us over
maybe so. Limit. But what some great individuals there, though. Anyway,
yes, of course. So this is coming out on Veterans Day, and of course we all know veterans. We have people in our family who have served in different capacities, and like I mentioned in the intro, we're very thankful for all those who've served. Especially those that we obviously are close to and have a relationship with. It means a little bit more when that's the case. And even during our difficulties, one of my good friends that I played football with in high school is a Marine. I learned a few years ago that once a Marine, always a Marine. So they're Marines, called me and encouraged me about every other day when I was going through leukemia. just reminded me of the things we'd been through, things he'd been through. And so there's always that example. And of course, we honor all kinds of self-giving sacrifice around here. First and foremost, being Christians, we believe that Jesus laid down his life for his friends, which means he considers us all that. And, we desire that everybody would reciprocate that relationship too. So Veterans Day thoughts, guys.
Man, I mean, it's just, I love on Veterans Day to think about, whether with movies or listening to some music on Veterans Day, just like military songs, stuff that talks about it, because I never served in the military, but I have super high regard for anybody that did. My brother served for 27 years, and he's, retired now, but still sort of serving, I think kind of, with the military, but not as being in the military, but still on some bases and doing some things like that. But I'm just super high regard for them, and the kind of sacrifices they make, the kind of commitment it is. Just like I have trouble running to get ready for a marathon. They run, do all this stuff with, their bags on their back and boots on their feet, and it's like this whole mindset that these guys and girls have. And so just very much impressed with them, very thankful for them. And I know that it's not just a pressure and a sacrifice for them, but I know for their families, it's a big sacrifice, both their kids and their spouses, and, it's just their parents and anybody else. And so just very thankful for all those guys who served in all of the different conflicts and all the different wars that we have had in our nation. We're getting less and less of those men and women who served in World War II, but we still have a lot of veterans from Korean and Vietnam and on. And so just thankful for you guys.
Yeah, I think Veterans Day is always special to me because Dad served in the Air Force in the Vietnam War. And like what you said today, they did the Armed Forces salute, the band played it, and all the different branches stand up. And then Mr. Rutherford, our high school principal, he got up and he asked, the war on terror all the way down to Vietnam. Well, when he asked for the Korean War veterans and the World War II veterans, this was the first year I've never seen any of them. There was not a Korean War veteran or a World War II veteran at Veterans Day at Mars Hill. And, what he said was, that's a sombering thought, because that was the greatest of all of us. Those men and women that were of that generation, they were the greatest. And I don't disagree with him on that, at all, on what they went through. But the thing that's always, I feel so proud every time Dad stands up, when they play the song for the Air Force. Amy was across the gym today, and when Dad stood up, she pointed and then elbowed all of her friends, and said, "That's my pawpaw."
Yeah.
And so just to see that, and for her to learn, hey, there were men and women that protect us now, but that have protected us in the past, is such an important thing, I guess, that I want her to know and I want her to recognize. But then on that same level, you almost have to punch Dad to get him to stand up. And I've heard so many other families of veterans say the exact same thing, that it's like we hold them in such high regard, but Dad holds the other men and women in such high regard, almost to the point where he goes, well, they're better than me because the things they experienced were more difficult than what I experienced. And so it's almost to this level of, he kind of discredits himself because he didn't go into the jungles of Vietnam. He was doing more administration stuff in the States. But it's amazing to me that they should be held in such honor, yet they themselves continually try to deflect the honor to everyone else. And so it's just that the characteristics that you just see on days like today, of Veterans Day, at these programs, it really just shows you the best of mankind, in my in my opinion. Those just the sacrificial investments that they make in people's lives that they will never ever meet. And that's why I think that they should be honored and held in the highest regard of our nation.
Well, there's a level of that commitment, not to sound like the old ornery man, I'm angry at the sky for being the wrong shade of blue, but there is a level of commitment that I think it takes that I sometimes wonder, maybe sometimes aloud, do we have that level of commitment to anything these days? I'm currently reading a Patrick Henry book, famous for Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death, or my personal favorite, If This Be Treason, Let's Make the Most of It. And it's shocking to read that and to see their level of commitment, and even to be moved, offended in a way that they would speak out. And, us being ministers, us literally sitting here and exercising the right to say whatever we want to say on the internet or the interwebs for anyone to hear. As much as there are people out there who say things that I wouldn't agree with. And one of the reasons we have the podcast, I know the Friday Refresh is certainly a response to putting stuff out there that's positive to offset some of the negative things to say. They have that right to say that. And at least at some level, I'm very happy about that, because it means I have the right to get on and put something positive out there. And, it's because of the service of you guys, family members, and my family members and our church members, that they would be willing to stand up and be committed enough to possibly lay their life on the line, much less those who actually did, and have given and paid the ultimate sacrifice, which that's Memorial Day. I know, no comments necessary, but, just to think about the level of commitment, to commit to that point of being that for a stranger that we might look at and go, and even somebody that we don't even agree with, that they'd be willing to lay their life down. Of course, I talked about Jesus, in the hopes that everyone would come to a relationship with him. And I know those guys that you're related to, they're all in the Lord's army, and at least some level a believer in Christ. And so, I'm sure that plays into the freedom to live how you choose,
Well, and there's that line, something Will said, reminded me of the Toby Keith line, where he says, I don't do it for the money. There's bills that I can't pay. I don't do it for the glory. I just do it anyway. And, and I think that's that mindset. That's just, I think it's, I'm not saying everybody who's ever been in the military has had that mindset. There might be, reasons why some people have, and
there might be days where it's more that.
That's exactly right. But that mindset of, I'm going to go in there and lay my life down. I'm going to commit to this. And, it's just a huge thing. And certainly it's kind of a, one of those situations, give honor to whom honor is due. And I believe today is a day that we need to give honor to those who have served faithfully, and who've given us the freedom, like you said, to do this, and the freedom to do, whatever we're going to do today. As you're listening to this, some of you are maybe having to go to work, and some of you are getting a day off to do whatever you do. And just remember, as you start into your day, you've got some people to be thankful for.
Absolutely.
I think one thing you mentioned, Travis, that I think is worth mentioning, especially in Dad's case with Vietnam, there was a lot of men and women who, well, I guess men that decision was made for them, to be drafted in. And even maybe looking at it from a standpoint of, they took initiative, even when it may not have been something that they desired for their life, and still committed to the cause. And so I think that even, like, in my mind, ups that commitment level that they had to go, yes, you're forcefully is not the word, but you're being brought into a scenario that you maybe didn't really want to be in, but you committed to the greater good, and you sacrificed in ways that benefit us years and years later. And so I think that's, in my mind, that commitment is just far beyond what I can even imagine. from
And
that.
I'll step up for my cynicism. I get on Facebook and I see a lot of young people who are committing their lives to that, whether it's the armed forces or police officers or anything willing to do that. And so I'll come off my negativity from earlier and notice, and it's because of that, those people who were drafted, now because they were drafted and they served, it's more of a voluntary situation. And certainly those who volunteer keep it from becoming a draft again. So certainly appreciate that.
Is your church looking for meaningful ways to make a kingdom impact? Healing Hands International has been partnering with churches for more than 30 years to make real change possible. HHI is a faith-driven nonprofit that leads life-changing programs like Walk for Water, where communities come together to raise awareness and funds to drill wells around the world. But that is just the beginning. HHI works to aid, equip, and empower communities around the world, teaching families how to grow sustainable gardens or helping women launch small businesses to support their families. And the best part? All of these programs are done in partnership with local church leaders, empowering gospel opportunities. There are so many ways you and your church can get involved. You can host your own Walk for Water. You can pack gift boxes for kids through the Magi program or host a seed packing event. Learn more and get involved today at hhi.org. That's hhi.org.
Our Healing Hands International question of the day is: give us something you're thankful for. Maybe something, I think Ben mentioned something maybe seriously thankful for, and maybe something goofy that maybe the rest of us haven't really thought about being thankful for. I am wearing my St. Jude shirt. And so I'm very thankful for their research. My mom has shared the story before that she had donated to St. Jude pretty much all of her life. And then I got leukemia, and to her, she can't help but think that maybe some of the research there helped me be able to be cured. And that's the thing. You just never know, as Ben can attest, you just never know when you're going to need a blessing like that in your life. And so, I'm very thankful for that. And of course, it's just a great weekend. I think Josh is about $700 or so away from meeting his goal, and we're all pretty much taken care of. And so very thankful for all those who've donated. And Ben, you got a serious or goofy one? Which one you want to start with first?
I guess I don't think this is a goofy one. It might be somewhat of a petty one, but I don't think so. On a night like tonight, I'm thankful that we have heat. I'm thankful for a place to live, a roof over my head, and some heat pumping through the vents of my house, because it is going to be cold tonight. And so I'm just thankful that there's smart enough people who figured all that stuff out at some point and gave us what we have. And of course, the kind of the country that we live in where that's possible, and we're not having to, deal with power outages, to rolling power outages for the population to be taken care of. So I don't think that's a petty one. I think that's one that I'm really thankful for. So I know there's people without it.
Mine's going to sound petty, but it's not. I'm just thankful to be from the South. I mean, and to be from Colbert County, Lauderdale County, the Shoals, because, man, our world is just in stinking chaos. We live in the greatest nation in the world, and I will say that till the day I die. And there's a lot of things that got to go south for me not to believe that anymore, compared to other parts of the world that I've experienced. But, man, to grow up in the Christian family that I grew up in the largest concentration probably of Christians maybe in the world, definitely in the United States. And it's just, I'm traveling to Texas this weekend to do a Walk for Water. I've traveled several different other places and go see all these churches and communities and just come back here and go, man, when I was in high school, I was stupid. I wanted to get away from this place because I thought it was awful. But man, it's a blessing to be where we're from. And I could not be more thankful for an area that predominantly in my mind focuses their life on spiritual things. And that's evident in our schools, in our grocery stores, everywhere you go, you see that the fruits, I guess we could say, of the Spirit in people's lives. And I couldn't be more thankful that my kids get to grow up in that environment as well.
All right, round two. I'm thankful for all these people that put up with all the Ben and Travis stuff, man. And not only they put up with it, they support it. They encourage it. They are pushing us. They love the Adventures of Ben and Travis books. I got people asking me all the time, when's the next one coming out? And kind of on the same schedule we were last year. So, maybe just in time for CYC Dallas and CYC and Pigeon Forge. But man, it's just awesome. Got the Facebook group. We kicked off the most grateful Thanksgiving ever for like the 5th year in a row on our Facebook group. If you're a part of our email list, you got that journal in your inbox this Saturday. If you haven't joined at benandtravis.com, it's free journal, 2 free journals. I think there's still the grocery list that Whitney put together. A lot of good stuff there, but man, the catering mans of the world, those people, they're awesome. Pam, if I start listing names, I'm going to leave somebody off. So I'm not going to do all that, but man, they're just always encouraging us to try and do more, and certainly positive in my life. So, for the rest of you, they're like, man, I wish these guys would go away. You should hold those people responsible.
Will, you got anything else?
So this is going to make me sound like a jerk this time, but I'm thankful for Texas Day Brazil, because I am headed there tomorrow night with 3 other 2 youth group guys and Carson. Carson's never been. One of the other youth group guys has never been. So we're going to have a little guys' night, maybe to celebrate Veterans Day in our great country by eating a bunch of steak and filet mignon and all those good things. So I don't see how we don't live in the greatest country in the world when you can pay $60 and eat unlimited steaks, leg of lambs, filet mignons wrapped in bacon. I mean, it's
what is your
greatest
eating strategy tomorrow? Like, you going to eat anything before, maybe a little breakfast?
Probably nothing after 10.
Gotcha. You got to strategize that thing.
Our reservation is at 6:30. So when I go to Texas Day Brazil, I realize like gluttony, and I try to like we're not crossing that line. But man, that flank steak, it's good. Yeah, it's really good, and I'm thankful that we have stuff like that, and that the Lord has blessed us in ways where we can enjoy great things like that.
Don't they have like a little thing you flip over and tell them when to stop?
Yeah.
Or so like we went into Bubba Gump's the other day, and they have like a sign hanging like at each table, and it's stop for a stop or run for a run, and you flip it over. If you need something, you have it green. If you're good, you put it on red on stops for a stop, and so the guy won't come by and see you. But if you need a drink, you flip it back over. So it reminded me of
we went to Texas Day Brazil one time for Andrew's, I believe it was a bachelor party, and we took 27 guys. And Dax Holt was with us, and we had 5 servers. And of course, if you've ever been, they've got the swords, and they're just cutting it, the meat off. And Dax looked at all of those servers and said, "You're not going to tap us out. Like, just get ready." And I think we were there probably at least 3.5 hours, and it was rolling. I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot.
Put that bill.
No, everybody was individual. I think
that's a big bill.
Yeah, I think I got Andrews. He did last time we went. Our waiter said that he had a party of 51, and it was like they ended up spending like $18,000, like with beverages and everything. Said it was nuts.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So,
yeah, well, I'm pretty thankful for. I mean, that's one of those petty things, I guess, just being able to have food at our fingertips. Not petty, but I love to hunt, but I don't have to hunt. I mean, it's easy to walk down the road or drive down the road and get just anything we want pretty much, and not everybody gets to do that. So
thankful for Dollar General Market that I just literally got back from when I jumped on here. It was open. Thank you, Dollar General Market. Hey guys, I love you. I appreciate you. Appreciate all of our veterans out there. Shout out to you for your service to this country that gives us, once again, the ability to get on here, share God's word, share some mental health tips, and be goofy as all get out and love every second doing it. Guys, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Love you. You guys have a good one, and thank y'all for all you do. Thanks for being with us for this episode of the Helping Healing Humor podcast. Be sure to download our free ebook, 28 Days of Focused Living, at benandtravis.com and receive all of our Helping Healing and Humor extra content directly in your inbox. We look forward to having you join us at the same Ben and Travis time, same Ben and Travis channel.